The class is, well, it has three components to it. And let me also say that it's a highly participatory class. The content of the class is both what I share with you and the content of your lives that you bring to it. And the essence of the class is how these two interact with each other. So we begin each class with a mindfulness meditation that correlates to the work that we're going to do that day. And the reason I do that is because there's so much research that shows the value of meditating and just dropping into yourself in a gentle way. And it also puts us all on the same page with each other. And then I introduce some of the research and practices around self-compassion from the work of Kristen Neff. We look at some of the research around compassion and practices that relate to developing compassion for others, and then taking compassionate action in the world for the greater good. And over the course of the 6 weeks, I have you do an experiment on yourself, and you pick one of these areas that you want to delve into. So it might be self-compassion, which, by the way, is the thing that's hardest for everyone, or compassion for another or for the greater good. And at the end of the 6 weeks, you share your discoveries about what you learned, and I give you lots of support and guidance around how to do that experiment. Now, simultaneous to this, we do one other thing. There's some really wonderful research about how to create our best possible future self. And what I recognize is in order to have those kinds of visions about where we want to go next in our lives, whether it's 6 months from now or a year from now or 5 years from now, it's a lot easier to do when we come from a place of self-compassion. And so throughout the class, you'll also be working on creating your own customized blueprint for what your vision is for your best possible future. And so the marriage of those two, compassion and envisioning a future that you would like to create for yourself, is really how the class comes together. And there's a lot of interaction among the group, and there's a sense of community that evolves in the class. People often maintain relationships after the class and form groups that have been going on for actually years. So I hope if this appeals to you, you'll join us on the journey, and I'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lauren.